Hey Flosstube, it's Katie the Stash Queen coming to you on this Wednesday, January the 25th. I know I'm overdue on videos for a couple weeks. Not this past Monday, but the Monday before last was MLK Day, so the kids were home and we were out doing stuff to keep them entertained. Tuesday I was sick. Wednesday I was gone from the house all day because I didn't get anything done on Tuesday like I was supposed to. And by that point I said, I'll just wait until Monday to do it because really, what's the point of doing the video at that point? Well, then Kate and I decided that we were going to get together on Tuesday. So I decided I'll wait till I get together with Kate because I knew we were going to go shopping. And of course that would mean more haul besides the lots of haul I already have to show you guys today. So, and then last night I just wasn't able to get to recording. So here I am. It is evening here. The kids are home. Hopefully they won't interrupt. I have a lot to talk about, and since the kids are here, I'm going to try to make this go pretty quick. So I apologize in advance for my fast talking. But we have a whole lot to talk about. We have an actual finish, we have mini finishes, we have stash, we have starts, we have whips, we've got all sorts of goodies. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, I'll start as always with my Q&A. Sally Morris asked in regards to the Red Queen chart that we showed on the video with me and Kate from yesterday, who was the designer? It is actually a classic Colorworks pattern. It is available on 123 Stitch. I looked it up today because I couldn't remember the designer, and Kate has it now. But it is a classic Colorworks pattern. So you should be able to go in on 123 Stitch and type in Queen of Hearts and she should come up. Paula So Scrap News said, hey, I don't think you got back to me about the Plum Street chart on the Queen's crowns. I tagged you on Instagram a while ago. Do you want this? I am still getting used to Instagram, which, by the way, wow for all of my followers. Thanks for following. I'm really enjoying Instagram, but I'm still learning all the ins and outs of it. I don't think I ever got your message, Paula. So if you want to send me a private message on Instagram or on Facebook, we can talk. I just missed it. I apologize. Knit and Kitten said, when doing 1/1 skin, do you also do the makeup 1/1? I am working on Joan Elliott's Belle de Mer and am wanting to try 1/1 skin, but the makeup on her eyes and lips are perplexing me. Okay, let me say this. I have done it both ways before. It kind of depends on how the pattern is shaped as far as where the face goes. And that pattern is not one that I'm familiar with off the top of my head. Lips, the most times that I've done lips on Joan Elliott's, I've usually done them the regular way, not 1/1, like 2/2. I've done eyeshadow 1/1, and that seems to look pretty good, but lips I have done regular 2/2, and it has looked okay. It's just something you're going to kind of have to play with to see what you like personally, because there have been some patterns where it looks way better to do it 1/1 for the makeup as well as the skin. Other patterns where the skin is fine 1/1, but the makeup works with it being more. It kind of just depends. Let's see. Rachel Spiteri, sorry, Rachel. How do you work out what you need to buy? What you need? I do buy everything for the project, but thinking I might get bigger fabric, so I can do 2 projects. Would like to know how you plan, or do you like me? If it's nice, I buy it. Okay. I am a member of several Fabric of the Month clubs, so I get fat quarters for my Fabric of the Month clubs, and that ends up building stash. I buy fabric sometimes I will buy fabric specifically for a project. That's rare, and that's usually when I am preparing for a month for my year of starts. Big fabric, like neutrals, like my Picture This Plus order that I always do for Christmas in July are always neutrals, and they're always fat halves because I can cut those down to various sizes. But otherwise, it's just kind of, if I like it, I get it. And then when I am kitting up for my year of starts, I go through what I already have in my stash, and then whatever else I order are the things that I did not have that I needed for the patterns I'm working on. Hope that helps. Robin D. Katie, do you like working on perforated plastic? For some reason, I seem to have more problems working with it. It's fine for me. I'm curious what problems you're having. I use 3 strands like I do with perforated paper, and that seems to work okay. It's not my favorite medium to work on, but it works for what I'm needing it for. So, and I like how it is sturdier for some of the ornaments that I work on. Let's see here. Oh, sorry. I scroll down, by the way. Loves Rubber Stamps and Needlecraft said, kind of a silly question. Have you ever stitched every pattern in one of the Christmas Ornament magazine issues? And do you have plans to? No, I have not. And no, I don't plan to. There has not been an ornament issue yet that I want to stitch every single ornament in it. And some of these have like 75, 80 ornaments, which, when I'm doing a second year of starts doesn't seem like a lot. But there's some of them that don't fit my aesthetic. Like, I don't have cats anymore, so I don't stitch cat ornaments, and hopefully that pile of boxes over there isn't going to crash. Generally, there's a cat ornament I'm going to be working on soon enough. And some of them that are just, I'm not as huge a fan of them, so I've stitched a lot, or am stitching a lot. I have plans to stitch a lot more, but never one of a full issue. Who knows, maybe this year's ornament issue will come out, and I will be like, I have to stitch absolutely everything. We'll see. Granny Baker and Stitches asked, can you please tell me what you keep your needle minders on? These are two boards, magnetic boards that I got from IKEA, whose name is escaping me right now, but they're just plain magnetic boards. I don't think IKEA carries them anymore, but I know lots of people have found other magnetic boards at their Hobby Lobby or Michael's or Target or something along those lines. Frankie Hampton, I am interested in the types of variegated thread. Often when you show new floss, there are 3 or more very different colors in a skein. Whenever I see your stitching, though, your variegation is not only more muted, but it seems to be 3 or 4 stitches before the color changes. Are there descriptions or names for the degrees of color changes? And when would you use the very different color changes in one floss? Okay. Keep in mind that when I am showing floss that I have purchased as stash, it is twisted up. Here, let's see. Well, I'll grab one that I have over here. Okay, this one right here. This is one I purchased, then I showed in the video yesterday. This is very variegated. It's got different purples and blues and different shades and all that. And it is twisted up to make it attractive to see the different colors in it. But when you end up, taking it apart and pulling out a strand, it's not all of these colors immediately it doesn't look like this on the strand. It has the blue, and then it goes into another blue. It evens out, and there's space between them. I don't know if there's any technical terms for that. If there are, I'm not aware of them. But it does take several stitches before the colors will change. That's why I encourage people to use variegated thread, to not be afraid of it, because you're not going to have 6 colors in one X. It's not going to happen. It will be several colors as you continue along the strand, but each X will be 1, maybe 2 colors if it's like in the middle where it's converting from one color to another. But it's not going to be like 6 colors on one X. When I use the very different color changes are when I think it will fit in a pattern. You'll see here in a little bit, I have in my Happily Ever After by Frosted Pumpkin, I have a couple of very variegated flosses that I have used on it for the center motif in there, and you'll see that. I have used it on other patterns that could fit as monochrome patterns, where I just pick a highly variegated floss and go along with it so that it's a highly variegated monochrome pattern. Contradiction in terms, but you know what I mean. Like if you only have to use one color of floss through the whole thing. There's no right or wrong. If you're interested and you want to try it, test it out. It's fun. Hope that answers your question. Briar Rose, when you choose a needle minder for a project, does it stay on that piece when it's finished, or have you swapped it out for another during your progress? The intention is, yes, that it stays on the piece until I am done with it. I will say, it was several months ago now, Kate and I both took on a challenge that someone posted in Mania to show all of our needle minders. And that meant all of the ones that were already on our patterns. So we both went through and took every needle minder off of all of our whips and to show a full picture of the collection at that time. I'm not doing that again. But as I am pulling patterns out now as whips to work on, if it doesn't already have a needle minder attached to it, I am putting one on there. It's not always going to be the same needle minder it might have been when I originally started the project. But yes, generally the needle minder stays on the whole project. Let's see. Andrea Stitches in Colorado said, do you make notes with each whip? Like if you're fudging something or you subbed one single color, or there's a certain part where you're planning to get to next, do you keep lots of notes in your X-Stitch app? Also, I can't get my X-Stitch app to add a picture to my entry. Is there a trick? I don't know. Okay, I'm going to address that last question first. I have heard, don't quote me on this, that the Android version of the Xstitch app has more restrictions as far as adding pictures than the Apple version. I have an iPhone. I have never had issues with uploading pictures. No limitations, none of that. So if you're using the Android version, it might be because it is the Android version. But when you edit it, like you're adding any other information in there, you should be able to upload a picture to it. I think I know it can only hold one picture per piece. So what I usually do is when I am working on it, it is a picture of whatever the pattern, like the pattern image picture, not of the pattern, but like when you buy the pattern, how it has the sample piece. And then when I am done with it, I take a picture of my finished piece and I use that as the picture to show my completed work. I do keep a lot of notes in it. I keep at the very minimum for all of my whips, I have a picture of it, the name, the designer, what its status is, so work in progress, started, finished, wish list. Outside of the wish list will only have that basic information in it. Everything else, all of my whips, all of my kitted up projects, and all of my finishes will have the start date, the end date as appropriate, the fabric that I use, including count and who made it, the sals that I have used that project for. I'm still adding that information because I started that after I already had a lot of whips in there, so I'm adding that as the whips come up. What needle minder company I use, or that made the needle minder I'm using with the project, and then any other notes as appropriate. So like my Doctor Who piece, which I will be doing that video either tomorrow or Friday, has all of the different changes that I did, all of the color changes, all of the detail changes. If I make a mistake and it's one of those, crap, I did 3 stitches here instead of 2, okay, I'm just going to fudge and work around it. I don't make notes like that. But if it is a deliberate change that I have made, I will put those notes in. I do not document what my next plan is to work on that project. It's just, I only document what I have changed and what I have done as necessary. Let's see here. Christy Rice asked, I know that the dragon needle minder on your birthstone sal was a rack, but do you know where they got it from? They got it from Heather Stitches as part of her year of giving project she did last year. I don't know where Heather got it from. So, but if you look up Heather Stitches here on Flosstube, you should be able to find her and she might be able to help you a little bit more. So those are my questions. As always, thank you everyone for your questions. I'm happy to answer them. If I didn't answer your question, please feel free to put it below and I'll be happy to get it to you next time. All right, weeks in review. We are going to start with the monthly mystery stitch-alongs. I have 4 to update you on. I am working on 5. It'll be 6 as of next month. There's lots. The first one I'm going to show is one of my mini finishes. It is the Birthstone Dragon stitch-along from Ingleside Imaginarium. And here is my pretty dragon with all of her amethysts. I am stitching this on 32 Joblin in Vineyard from Under the Sea Fabrics. My border is being done in Krynic, and I'm just going to do the border as each month comes along. The dragon is stitched as it is charted, but I have added in, I went online and found online bead, like precious stone, semi-precious stone bead designer, and ordered all of these garnets. This is a teardrop garnet that she's holding, and then these are all garnet rondelles that I use because dragons should be sitting on their piles of treasure. So I added all of those pretties, aren't they? And that is my plan, to do the actual stone if appropriate. I am not doing diamonds in April, for example, or an equivalent stone. So like in April, I'll use clear crystal stones to include in all of the dragons for each month because they need all of their sparkly treasures. And there is my rack needle minder we were just talking about. So this one is done until February. Then the next 2 were actually 2 of my new starts since I saw you guys last. But oh well. the first one is the Fabulous Women in History Stitch Along, which is by Clouds Factory. I am stitching this on 32 Belfast in Lycan's Moon from Under the Sea fabric, and I'm using flosses and silks from Mo's Sale. And for January, the two women were Eleanor Roosevelt and Coco Chanel. And here is my finished piece for January. Some changes. I made her necklace pearls. I did the pearls, strands of pearls for Coco, and her earrings are pearls, or pearl beads. And then I changed the chandelier because I wasn't a fan of how it looked with all of the things draping down. So I made it a golden chandelier with different beads, so it looks like candles. And so because that puts so much space between the chandelier and the purse, I did the Coco Chanel logo. And then the purse, I did Kreinik for the little border for the flap, and there's beads there. And then Chanel number 5, I added the number 5, and it's all done in Kreinik for the bottle and for the inside. But I loved working on this piece. This was a lot of fun. All of the beads came from Stitchy Box. The Bling It Up, different ones. I have kept track of all of them, but so I am really excited. One other change I made, like two other changes, I guess. One, I didn't like that it was only one leg on the chair too, so I added a second leg to that. And then the hat, I didn't like that it wasn't centered over the dress form, so I added one stitch to each row to make it centered. And then my minder says, Well-Behaved Women Rarely Make History by Marilyn Monroe, and this one came from No Name Needle Minders. So this one is done until February. Yay! Then where is that? Oh, here it is. The next one, it was another new start since I saw you last. It's the Happily Ever After by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. And I am doing this one, okay, let's just say now in advance, I'm going to mispronounce the name of this fabric all year. Serdowin, someone sent it to me as a pronunciation, and I keep forgetting to look it up. But it's that one, in 32 Lagana from Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie, and I'm using flosses from Mo's. So this is an example here of where I picked a highly variegated thread. You can see on the border that it switches from the purples to the blues and pinky color. And then, of course, the text for Happily Ever After is a gorgeous floss called Ferdinand by Mo, that when it's all twisted up, it looks like all of those colors are right next to one another, but you can see how it flows through the pieces. So my plan is to finish this inner motif and then stitch up to January and do January's The Owl and the Pussycat, and then just do the border with this one also as it comes along. And then my minder is the official Happily Ever After Needle Time by Frosted Pumpkin. And then the last of the monthly mystery sales that I worked on since I saw you last was the Lakeside Needlecraft Fantasy Sal by Lakeside Needlecraft and Doreen Jones. And I'm stitching this one on 28, oh, that's where that one went. Huh. I was missing this needle minder. I have since found it. Yay. Don't know why it was being used as the back needle minder, but whatever. Sorry. This is on 28 Joblin and Nimue from Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie, and I'm using flosses from Jewelry Designs. I finished December since I saw you last. So there's my little December fairy. I changed all of those stars to Algerian eyelets, which is what I had done over here with the witch and up with the wizard. So I'm just keeping that the whole way through. I have not done January yet, so I still need to do January, but I did finish December. And then my minder is my little rainbow pooping unicorn needle minder from Nifty Needle Nannies. Alrighty. Then the monthly Mania sale for January is still New Year, New Start. So Year of Starts covers that. Then for the Christmas All Year Round Stitch Along, I have worked on both pieces for that since I saw you last. My big piece is my Christmas Countdown by Dimensions. And I have gotten let's see here. This is the side where that green, blue, and yellow band is now down all the way to the bottom corner. So underneath here will go another one of the corner motifs like we have up here at the top. So the next bit is just to fill in that whole area with red and then turn the corner. So I'm making progress. Maybe not as much as I would have liked, but I am learning that I might have made some very ambitious goals with everything that I'm stitching on every month. But that's okay. Progress is progress, right? And then my minder is my needle minder of the month, needle minder from Down Sunshine Lane. Okay, let's see here. Then the small one that I am working on for the Christmas all year round is the 1862 Snowflake, which comes from the Just Cross Stitch 2010 ornament issue. Here it is right here. It's this one done entirely in beads. And I am stitching this on 32 Opalugana Jewel from Under the Sea Fabrics. And I'm having to fudge and play around with some of the beads because some of the beads are a little too big for what this fabric calls for. But I'm making progress. It's getting worked on. I'm happy with it. And my minder is my little penguin button needle minder from Nifty Needle Nannies. I hear steps. That may be the sun. Hello? Okay, careful. You're stepping on all my stuff. Say hi, everybody. Hi. He got a haircut. Doesn't he look handsome? You like your haircut? Grandpa brought him for a haircut on Monday when he was picked up while I had to bring your sister to a doctor's appointment, right? Well, stop making the demon face. Is there anything you want to say to everybody out there? No, don't stop recording either. Say hi. Oh, stop. Okay. Anything you want to say before you go back downstairs? After I am done, I will get you some, okay? No. I can't do it right now while I'm recording. Stop. Give me 5 minutes, okay? Please.
You do it quick.
Okay, I will, but you need to go in the...
1 sec.
Don't touch my computer. Okay. Let me do this thing for David real quick. And we can chat while I do it. What do you want to share with everybody, David? Take your fingers in your mouth. How's school going?
Today was a bad day.
Today was a bad day. You had a rough day today. But what's been the cool stuff that you've been learning about in school? Space and the seasons and stuff, right? Oops, wrong one. I hit the wrong button. Sorry, guys. What? What's your latest obsession? Skylanders. Skylanders, Imaginators?
There's a Skylander because they have other kinds.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Did that work? Looks like it worked. All right, go. Can you say bye to everybody?
Bye.
Don't step on my things, please.
Okay.
Step over it.
She has Baby Groot.
I do have Baby Groot. They'll see Baby Groot a bit. Close the door for me. All right, well, I'm not going to worry about the door. All right, let me get back to my notes here. Alrighty, sorry about that. Okay, so where were we? We had just talked about Christmas, so now we're looking at the year-long trick-or-treating sale in Mania. And my piece for January comes out of the Just Cross Stitch 2015 ornament issue. It is Enchanted Pumpkin, which is this one right here. And I am doing this one on 32 Belfast in Knix from Under the Sea Fabrics. And here is my progress. I got the dark orange lining of the pumpkin done, so now I'm working on filling it in. My minder's a little pumpkin needle minder from Nifty Needle Nannies. Then we have our seasonal stitch along that is going on right now. It is Whimsical Winter, which is going through March 19th. It'll be here before we know it, because this year is going by really fast. And I am working on the Winter Wonderland Sampler by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. And I am doing this on 32 Belfast and Blackened Indigo from Under the Sea Fabrics. I've finished one block. I'm working on the next one. This is in a DMC variegated floss. I forget the number because it's not up here right now. But that's, you can see it takes several stitches to go. And my minder is a little Frosted Pumpkin Penguin needle minder. Then for Tour Day Designers, in January, we are working on Joan Elliott. So besides all the Joan Elliott whips and starts I'm working on, I am working on Rapunzel. And I am doing her on 28 Joblin and Isolde from Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. And here's the progress we've made so far. I've put some more work into the column over here. So I'm going to try to work on that a little bit more. And my minder is a little, well, it's turned, but it's a Rapunzel as Hufflepuff needle minder from Nifty Needle Manny's. She's so pretty. Then on the 15th, we had our Color a Day Stitch Along in Stitch Mania. And for January, we're doing it this year as the Birthstones. So for January, it was Glorious Garnet, and I actually have a finish. I worked on my Stars and Stripes by Mill Hill, and I got it done because all those pretty red beads are very garnet colored. So, yay, my first finish of 2017. 1 down, 16 to go to hit my goal. I'm excited. Let's see. Then scroll down here. There's a lot of notes, I'm telling you. We had, for my focus for a finished piece, the starting one is my wedding sampler that Carolyn Manning made for me. And it is being done on 14 count Ada in Crystal Fresco from Picture This Plus. I have finished all of the back stitching on the right hand side, and I have started the text, which everyone has now realized that yes, my daughter and son are named after my husband and my middle names. That's why I'm not worried about showing you the names. So we're working on I'm going to work on that text some more, and then I'll start the border on the other side. But I'm happy it's coming along. And my minder is Keep Calm, or Come What May and Love It from No Name Needle Minders, because the song my husband and I danced to for our first song was Come What May from Moulin Rouge. All right, year of starts. I have 2 weeks worth of years of starts to show you all. So let's go ahead and put these over here. All right, first one I had was my harp from Mill Hill. And here's where I got to. I got some good amount of the harp outline worked on. Then the next new start I had was Fabulous Women in History, which I've already shown you. Put this in here. Then the third one for these time, I guess 2 weeks since I've seen you guys, was from the Just Cross Stitch 2015 ornament issue. And it was Hope by Lone Elm Lane, which is this one right here. And I am doing this one on 32 Belfast and Irene from Under the Sea Fabrics. And here is where I got to. Working on some, hi David.
One more.
One more? You need more? Why?
Just more.
Okay, hold on. So that's the sand, or not sand. I can't talk today. That's the straw and started one of the sheep.
Why did you say sand?
Because I don't know. And this is my little cross needle minder. Put that down.
Is that it? You should put that on
The dragon one, yeah. And there's, yeah, you like looking at my needle minders over there?
look. They're really soft.
They are. Be careful with them. This one came from Brenda's Minders and More. Don't take them off.
This is a needle mind. If you put it any.
Just put it back down, buddy.
Blocking me.
It's okay. Just put it down. He's playing with needle minders. Okay, hold on. Let me do this one other thing for him really quick. 1 second. This is the last bit, David, okay?
Okay. One more we can see. Oh, yeah.
We already talked about that, remember?
Sorry.
It's okay.
accidentally.
You forgot? Okay, stop messing with the needle minders. David, don't. I don't want you to move them off because I got to show them to everybody. Okay, hold on. There we go.
Okay. I'm going to break my head.
Close the door, please. All right. Back to the notes. All right. So showed you hope. The next one after that is the Santa's 12 Days of Christmas, Santa #1 from the Prairie Schooler. I did go ahead and decide that I will do all of them on one piece of fabric. And that piece of fabric is 32 Joblin in Chocolate Milk from Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. And here is #1. So I did his outline and then started doing some of the stitching on the inside. This one will be easier to do all in one piece because they all have the outlines and they're all the exact same size. And my minder is a little Elf on the Shelf needle minder from Nifty Needle Nannies. 3 rows of 4 is what I decided on. Then the next one is Joseph from Mill Hill. And here is where I got to on him. I've done a lot of brown in his robe. My minder is a little jewel needle minder from Nifty Needle Nannies. Oh, my pile is falling over here. Then the next one was Lemonade by Mill Hill. This is one that comes in multiple pieces, or you do stitch multiple pieces. So I started it over here with the drink in the glass. Then the one after that was Happily Ever After, which I showed you guys. Makes it convenient when starts and other things work together, right? Let's see, let me fix this. Come on, Katie. So then after Happily Ever After, from the 2016 Just Cross Stitch Ornament issue. Not that one. I have 2 of them in here. Both a whip and a start. Don't use the whip. The start was Mistletoe, which is this one right down here. And I am doing this one on 32 count white Joblin, and instead of using the called for silken thread colors, I am using dinky dyes that I had in my stash. So here's the start of it. And then my little penguin's losing his bling, which he came from Gina's Unique Boutique. Then the next one was Nordic Santa #1, which is this guy right up here. And this is from the Cross Stitch Card Shop November-December 2012 issue. And I am stitching him up on 32 count white Joblin. And here's where he got started on some of the big part of his cloak. And a little candy needle minder from Kate at Lakeside Needlecraft. Then the next one came from the Just Cross Stitch 2001 ornament issue. And it is called On the First Day of Christmas by Teresa Wensler. This one right down here. And I am doing that one on 32 Lugana. Ooh, stay, balance, okay. On 32 Lugana in Fresco from Picture This Plus. Let's get it over here. And here, so I got started on it. So got this gray working on the dove in the middle. And then my little emerald needle minder from Brenda's Minders and More. So that's 10. 4 more to go. The next one was the first part of my Santa's Village series from Country Cottage Needleworks. So it was Santa's House. And I am doing this all as one piece of fabric, which is 32 Lugana in Legacy from Picture This Plus. And I just started doing the top border. So that's the border all the way across. So then I'll probably just keep doing the top border as I add these guys along. My minder's a little reindeer needle minder from Nifty Needle Nannies. Let's see. Sorry, gotta put all this away, as you guys know. Where did that go? Katie, there we are. It's been a long day. Then the next one I started from this trio of Heirloom Santas by Astor Place and Wilmer Crafts, I started working on the Prairie Santa, which is this guy right here. He's being done on perforated paper, so it's a brown blob right now. That's okay. And my minder is Deck the Halls with Boughs of Holly by No Name Needle Minders. If you're ever curious about using needle minders on perforated paper, these Scrabble size needle minders are working really well, and they're not bending the pages, so I recommend them. Two more. First one, they're both Mill Hill kits. So we have Sail Away, and here is where I got to on that one. And then let's get this back in here. Problem with Mill Hill kits, they're nice and compact little packages, but it's not always easy to get this stuff in. Let's see here. And then the other one, the last of my new start since I saw you guys last, was Santa's Stockings. And here is where I got to on that one. Working on a stocking. So we are well into the year of starts 2.0. I'm having fun. Kate was already trying to twist my arm yesterday about year 3.0. Said talk to me in the summer. We'll see then. All right, whips. I worked on 7 whips since I saw you guys last. The first one, let's get this out here, was from the, well, yeah, I got it out of the 365 Cross Stitch Designs 2013 issue, but she actually sells this now as a separate pattern. It is the ABC Stitching Angel by Joan Elliott. You can get this off of her website now. And okay, this is just a good one there because there's too much stuff on top of that. I am stitching that one on 28 Joblin and Fairy Flight from Under the Sea Fabrics. And my minder has disappeared on this, but that's okay. It's on my 1 cross stitch a day piece. So there we go. That's where I'm working on her. Then the next one was ABCs of Parenting by Lizzie Kate. And I am doing this one on 32 Lugana in Earthen from Picture This Plus 1/2. And here is where we are at this point. So I got some more letters done up here. And my little Teresa needle minder from Nifty Needle Nannies. It's not actually called a Teresa needle minder, but she reminds me of my daughter. Then the next one is an electronic pattern. So I'll put a link to it below. It was Aladdin by Donna Stitch. And I'm doing this one on 28 Joblin in Blackened Indigo from Under the Sea Fabrics. And here is where I got to. It's working more on this color that's kind of like the version of the bordering for everything. It's actually the top of Jasmine's head right there. Then I have my little Jasmine Mini Princess needle minder from Nifty Needle Nannies. Then The next one was All You Need Is Love by Jamlin. And I did switch out the floss. I am using B5200 for this, but here's where we are. I finished the word love, and then I started some of the detailing around it. And then I have this little love needle minder from Delicious Threads. Then the next one was also from the 2016 Just Cross Stitch Ornament issue. And it is Amazing Star. So this one right down here. And I am doing this one on 28 Joblin and Simply Sage from Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie 1/1. So here's where we are at this point. And my little penguin Santa needle minder from Nifty Needle Nannies. Then the next one was the American Flag Quilt Sampler by Rosewood Manor. And I'm doing this one on the 28 count off-white linen. Let's see. And I started working on the next quilt block right down here. It's made a little progress. And my minder's a little Patriotic Heart needle minder from Nifty Needle Nannies. Then the last of the whips that I worked on since I had seen you all last was my American Pie by Mill Hill. And I added some more to the crust on top. Then the last thing I have to show you guys for my update is my 1 year of stitches project, which I'm doing on 32 count Joblin. Now, when I talked to you guys last time, I said I was going to give you weekly, like a update of what I added in each week, and then what the total was for the month, for the year, because it's like 2.5 weeks since I saw you guys last. I am not, all I'm giving you right now is the annual totals. I will try to do better about doing the totals per brand and stuff when I'm actually updating on a weekly basis. So here is, let me take this one off because this is the minder. This is the minder that belongs on ABC Stitching Angel. It says, money can't buy happiness, but it can buy stitching supplies. It's true, from Nifty Needle Nannies. So here is what we're doing at this point. Now remember, I'll do a close-up here shot here in a second. I am doing 1 stitch in each color of each piece I work on each day. Okay? And I'm adding beads as I go along. So here we go. Can you guys see? And I'll tell you all the stats in a second. Yes, there's one of the garnet rondelles right there. There's more of those beads that I used in there. And then I cross stitch so I don't kill people needle minder from Nifty Needle Nannies. You can tell then there's sparkles, and it's kind of 3-dimensional with the beads, the different little points where I did beads. So stats. I have worked on 68 pieces this year. That does mean, or it's not 68 individual pieces. Some pieces were worked on more than once, like the monthly sales, but 68 different pieces have been worked on this year. There are 17 beads, 4 classic colorworks, 1 dinky dyes, 58 DMC, 20 jottery designs, 34 kit threads, 7 Kreinik No. 4 braids, 29 Mo's sale, 9 weeks dye works, for a total of 179 additions so far between beads and stitches. Now, I have a markup here of where the 2-inch line is. So when this gets under the 2-inch line, I will start over here in the next, I'll start in the next row. So I may hit that this week, if not next week for sure, absolutely. This is a big piece of fabric. It's not going to be filled up in the year, I don't think. It was taking me 4 weeks to do 1 row, and that's still a lot of stitching. So this may be a multi-year piece of fabric, but that's okay. I'm having fun with it. Alrighty, so that's what I have worked on since I saw you last. This needle that I found, I'll put that on that. let's talk about what I will be working on between now and Monday. So the Birthstone Dragon Sal is done for the month. The Fabulous Women in History Sal is done for the month. I will work on Happily Ever After, Lakeside Needlecraft Fantasy Sal, and then the Under the Sea Sal by Lakeside Needlecraft that I haven't touched since I saw you guys last. I decided to do things in alphabetical order because you know me in alphabetical order. So we'll get to them. And I'll keep working on all of my other monthly stitch-along pieces. So that brings us down to the year of starts, because we don't have any other random one-day things between now and the next time I see you. So the pieces I have for the year of starts for this week. First one comes from the Joan Elliott Cross Stitch Christmas Treasures, or Christmas Cross Stitch Treasures book. And it is the Snowman Roly Poly, which is this guy right down here. And I am doing him on 14 count perforated plastic, and I have a little penguin needle minder from Nifty Needle Nannies. Then the next one comes from this trio of Victorian Santas from Astor Place and Wilmer Crafts. And I'm going to be working on St. Nicholas, which is this guy right up here, the blue guy. And that's just being done on perforated paper. My needle minder, Dear Santa, Define Good, from No Name Needle Minders. Then the next one comes from the 2012 Just Cross Stitch Ornament issue. It is Stitching for the Holidays Pin Keep, which is by Charlene Designs Inc. It's a little Christmas queen. So yes, of course I'm stitching her. And I'm doing her on 28 Lugana in Valor from Picture This Plus that I got out of a Stitchy box. And I have a little crown needle minder from Brenda's Minders and More. Then the next one comes from the 2011 Just Cross Stitch Ornament issue. And it is Twinkle, which is by the Courtney Collection. This one right here. And I am doing that on 32 Jobelin in Twilight from Hand-Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. It's a pretty purple-blue color. And my minder is a pretty star needle minder from Nifty Needle Nannies. Then the next one I'm going to work on is the January Calendar Girl by Little House Needleworks. And I'm doing these as separate pieces instead of all together. So I will be doing it on 28 Cashel in Clay by Zweigert. And I have a little Princess Needle Minder from Vanessa's Needle Minder, or Nessa's Needle Minders, excuse me. Sophia the First's mom, whose name I'm forgetting. But she's a brunette with a crown. Then the next one is Do Small Things with Great Love by Lizzie Kate. And I'm going to do this on the called for 28 count Lamb's Wool Linen by Witchelt. And my minder is a little Love needle minder from Brenda's Minders and More. And then the last of the new starts that I have for this week is Cross Stitch Lover, which came from Just Cross Stitch February 2016. And I am doing that one on 32 Belfast in Dreamsicle from Under the Sea Fabrics. And then I'm just going to pick flosses for the colors. And then my minder is Cross Stitch, When You Want to Stab Something 1,000 Times. And I have felt that way quite a bit in the last few weeks. For various reasons. So those are my starts that I'm scheduled to work on between now and next week. Then since I had finished 7 whips, I have 7 whips to show you guys. The first one is my Americana basket, which comes from Just Cross Stitch July, August 2013. Sorry, I gotta scroll this a little bit. And I am doing this one on 28 Jobelin in Water Lily from Hand-Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. And here, where I last worked on it when I started, it was just some white of the flowers. And I'm doing my Blingy Texas Needle Minder from Gina's Unique Boutique. Then the next one is an electronic pattern. It's my Amidala Trio from Fangirl Stitches. It's technically 3 separate patterns from Fangirl Stitches, but I'm doing them all as one. It's all the costumes of Queen Amidala from the prequel series. And I'm doing this on 28 Joblin in Winterfell from Hand-Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. And here is where we are at this point. I am almost done with this Amidala, and then I'd start on the next one. And then my Amidala needle minder from Minding My Minders. Then the next one you guys just saw recently, it is my Angel of Compassion from Heaven and Earth Designs. And I am stitching this on 18 count off-white Aida. And here's where we are when you guys saw it last. It's Kreinik, 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 Kreinik. So I'm going to try to make some more progress on the Kreinik down here and on this part. And my minder is a little Weeping Angel needle minder from Minding My Minders. Sorry, notification came up. Let's see. We're in the angel section of the alphabet. I have several angel things I will be working on. The next one is the Angel of Cross Stitch by Joan Elliott. This is the original version. She has since updated it, but this was the version that had all of the colors at the time that she originally designed it in the DMC line. I know it has been updated, but I've already started this one, so I'm going to keep doing this one. And I am doing it on 28 Joblin in Sea Foam from Hand-Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. It's a very pale green that doesn't usually pick up on the camera, but here is where we are at this point, working on her skirt. And then my minder is the Stitching Sisters needle minder, matched to the one that I gave Kate from Nifty Needle Nannies. Oh my goodness. Then the next one is my angel ornament from its Cross Stitch Needlework Holiday 2015 issue, which is this one right up here. And I am doing her on silver metallic perforated paper. And there's where we are. So we'll get back to work on her. And my minder is a little jewel needle minder from Brenda's Minders and More. Then the next one comes from the I Love Cross Stitch Words of Wisdom book. It is Angels of the World by Joan Elliott. It says, "We should not forget to entertain strangers lest we entertain angels unawares." I think it's an important sentiment to remember this day and age. And I am doing that one on 28 Joblin and Isolde from Hand-Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. Have not worked on it since I started it for the Year of Starts last year, so I didn't have a ton of progress on it, just some black. And yes, this piece was used for something else and I frogged it, but it'll be all covered up. And then my minder is this pretty angel needle minder from Brenda's Minders and More. And then my last whip that I have pulled for this week is Animal Print ABC from World of Cross Stitching issue number 205. And I'm doing this one on 32 Lugana in Fresco from Picture This Plus. And when I last worked on it, I had just worked on some of the paw prints in the middle. And my minder is a Raven Button needle minder from Nifty Needle Nannies. So that is what I have planned worked on this week, besides all of my sals and everything else that you saw updates on. We'll see how much I do. 53 minutes in. We got a lot of stash. Get comfy. All right. Haul, stash acquisitions, goodies. I'll start with what we showed briefly yesterday when I was with Kate. Show it a little bit clearer here. First, I'm going to show you the lovely Christmas gift that Kate gave me. Again, Kate, thank you so much. I love every single bit of it. And some of this is going to definitely have to get into my Year of Starts, like this one. It's the Country Cottage Needleworks Afternoon in Rome. I love Rome. I must do this piece. And then I have this little cute Betamax needle minder that she gave me. Then This one is from the Sampler Girl. It's Fancy a Jane Day. Really cute little Jane Austen one, which shouldn't take too long to stitch up at all. Then she gave me this really awesome Travel the World in Cross Stitch book. It's a Leslie Tier book, but you can see just some of the motifs on here. It's really cool. I mean, they've got little motifs, big motifs, some stuff here on the back, all over the world. You know, it's hard to show some of the things because it's all, I mean, it's divided up. There's Europe, and then it goes North America. I mean, it's got all sorts of stuff. I wish I could show it to you, but it looks awesome. It really does. And the last thing she got me was not a cross stitch thing, but it's because she knows that I love Doctor Who. It's the Doctor Who Travels in Time coloring book. This has got all of the different historical type things that he went through. I saw on here things to find within time and space, so it also gives you find the one that I saw that I was most excited about. Hold on. It's got all the doctors. There's 12 and Me. This one's my favorite. This is the, I forget the episode, this is what it's called. It is Madame de Pompadour and the Girl in the Fireplace with 10. This is the episode that made 10 my favorite. Anyway, so that was Kate's lovely Christmas gift. Thank you, Kate. Then the goodies that I purchased while we were at Stitch Niche, and it was great meeting Andrea finally. Hi, Andrea! Since that will now be my LNS, since my LNS closed. But that'll be my LNS now. So, okay. So I got some random water lilies in elderberry wine, because it's pretty. Then this is Classic Colorworks Green Bee. Queen Bee. Green Bee. Good. I'm having so many issues talking tonight. Queen Bee. And then this is number 4 braid in 095. It's such a pretty rainbow. I really like this. Then there is Ink Circles Flag Day. I'm very patriotic with several of these things. Then here is the Sue Hillis Designs Itchy, Sleepy, Sweaty, Bloaty, Forgetful, and Psycho. Any woman understands this. Then this is the one we both got from the Heartstrings Samplery. It is called Stitcher's Resolutions. And the text in it says, 1, when in doubt, always buy more linen and thread. 2, stitch all day and absolutely no housework. Housework allowed. Sorry, they kept the word off. No housework allowed. 3, always start a new project before the last one is finished, requiring a return to number 1. This is the Queen of Starts and the Stash Queen's motto, perfectly captured in a cross-stitch piece. Perfectly. So, of course, we're going to have to do it. Then I got Red by Mirabilia, which, yes, I didn't have, shockingly. And shockingly, I didn't have at the Met either. But I have loved seeing the versions of these that I have seen. They're beautiful. And then this one is the Miss Christmas Eve, which is also just very pretty. Then I also got Patriotic Quilt by Rosewood Manor. This is, and I didn't get to really explain this well, it is the beginning of the Constitution. It has the names of every person who signed the Constitution. It has the date the Constitution was signed, the name of the original colonies, and then the border is all 50 states now. I just think that's awesome. And I also got the thread pack for it, which is all Valdani, which I like Valdani, so that's okay. And this is one that Kate made me buy. It's My Big Toe Designs, Not How Many You Finish. It's not how many you finish, it is how many you start. Yep. And then the last one that I got was the Royal Wedding Quaker Style. This is by RATM. 2 cute little crowns. So that was yesterday. Then for Christmas, my mother-in-law gave me a gift certificate to Amazon. And so I decided to use that to get some more Mill Hill kits because we know I don't have enough Mill Hill kits. So the first two kits I got are from the new Spring Bouquet collection for this year. It's 2 more beaded eggs. So this is the trellis egg and this is the lotus egg. So these are, again, ones that are completely done in beads. And we know I enjoy those. See, look at all these beads back here. Beads. So that'll be fun. Then I used her gift card also to buy the rest of the Mill Hill Santas that I didn't have, that have been released. So I now am up to date on all of the Mill Hill Santas from Sandra Cozzolino. I am getting the rest of the ones of her older designs, but I have them all now. So I have now the Venice Santa, the Canyon Santa, the Tahiti Santa, the Hawaii Santa, the Scotland Santa, and the Greenland Santa. And I still had money left over on my gift card. So my mother-in-law really got me some really great Christmas gifts. So I got this is the next part of the Nativity group. It's technically not the Nativity group, but it's part of it. It's the Angel Trilogy. So it's Angelina, Gabrielle, and Serafina. I thought they were all gorgeous. And then I still had a little bit left over. So I got from Jim Shore's latest batch. This is the Angel with Cardinal. And this is Angel with Lantern. And this is his penguin, because we all know my love of penguins. Then I got my, sorry, gotta reach over here. My Fabric of the Month from Under the Sea Fabrics. Khione, Khione. It's 32 count Belfast linen. It's a very pretty purple gray color. Very subtle, very lovely. I am sure I will find something to put on that soon enough. Then the needle minders that David was playing with. A needle minder order that I placed with Nifty Needle Nannies. So we have, because she had a sale going on her small minders, we have a Baby Groot, we have Gamora, we have a Lucky Heart, a Leprechaun, a 4-leaf clover, a heart, a Nativity Star, a little dragon, 2 more of the bobbins, a little, yeah, it's just roses, some little patriotic gems, a poinsettia, and a snow tree. Just little ones that she had on sale. And then the order for my February year of starts, plus a few other things that I needed, came in. Not specifically year of starts related. I ordered 2 more of these Lorian project card sets. I've already opened one and it's downstairs, but I have 2 more of these. Because that's what I sort all of my Mill Hill kit threads on. Then I got some needles from John James. And then another tacky bob. Then the rest of this is all stuff that I needed for February year of starts. I have a number 12 pearl from DMC in 644. I don't even remember what all of the pieces are that these go to. Then I have some Gentle Arts in Wood Rose, in Old Red Paint, in Brethren Blue, and Adobe. And then some water lilies. This one is South Pacific. This one is Kelp. And this one is Bermuda Reef. Then there were some Cranics in number 8 braid, I believe. Yeah, so this is 021. This is 684. This is 018. This one's already unraveling. This one is 024L. This one is a blending filament in 003. And one more number 8 braid in 5006. Then here is a Weeks Dye Works in Whiskey. Some Mill Hills Petite beads in 4374. And then a Glass Treasure. And some fabric. I got 32 count Mercedes, or 32 count Lugana in Mercedes from Picture This Plus. It's the same fabric I am doing my Baltic Sea Mandala on. Baltic. Told you I'm having all sorts of talking issues today. Then this one is a 28 count marbled clay. Probably what I'm going to use the rest of the Calendar Girls on. Not exactly the same as the one that they have now, but oh well. Hi.
Hi.
You want to say hi now? Okay, don't step on this, please.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Hi.
Here's my pretty girl, mwah, who has officially signed up for 6th grade choir. I'm not ready to have a middle schooler. I'm really not. I love you. I'm almost done.
Okay, Mom.
I'll be down.
Peace.
And then the last bit that I got, 2 more things. I got some more perforated plastic. It's white instead of clear, but that's okay for what I'm doing it for. It's 14 count, though it looks kind of cool when it's a, look at it. Oh, sorry, I'm easily amused right now. And then some gold perforated paper that I needed. And there's a reflection. So that is all my haul. Future plans. There will be 2 more videos this week. One tomorrow, one Friday. Which will be one will be the Doctor Who video, one will be the February Year of Starts preview. I don't know which I will do on which day, but there will be 2 more videos. I am starting to kit up for March. I am working on my FFO for the month, the Madonna and Child, and I'll hopefully show that to you guys when it's done. Other than that, I will see you guys next time. Bye!